The Pokemon Worlds is coming up next week, and I'm just going to do a quick competitive tier list for what I think are the must plays, will be played, could be played, probably not, and no Pokemon in the meta. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy. So we're going to start off with the must play. With a must play, I think the most important hero is Blissey. This is a competitive tier list for Pokemon World, so no emblems allowed either, guys. The reason why Blissey is the best hero, in my opinion, is an extremely safe laner, as in it can't die in lane, and also a good last hit, and it enables a lot of other strong picks. Its Unite is also might be the best Unite in the game, and it gets it at level 8, and all of its spells are powerful, and it has a way to interact with Hoopa balls. For that reason, I believe this hero is must play. You may see a couple of teams not play Blissey, but I feel like they're griefing. Moving on, Hoopa. I also believe Hoopa is must play in some way, shape, or form. I don't believe you have to go Hyperspace Portal, but I believe it's very strong. But I do believe you can go Trick Phantom Force as well. Hoopa is a very powerful laner with Astonish, able to interact with all the tank last hits. Very good at trading people, and able to go a lot of places on the map because of Hyperspace Portal or Trick, and be annoying and hit people. Its Unite is also one of, if not the strongest Unites in the game, a la Blissey, allowing you to portal your entire team somewhere. You'll see a lot of teams use this to flip Zap, get to second Dread. Yeah, Hoopa also incredibly powerful. I don't think there's anyone else who's must play. Let's go into will be played. Dragonite. Dragonite will be played. Seen a lot of play in tournaments I've been watching, the scrims I've been watching. Very popular hero. Dratini is a little weak, but it's not that weak. Dragonite is very strong at its part of the game, and it only needs 8, and then it's incredibly strong at first Dread. At that point then, it's strong throughout the game at last hit and objectives and team fighting. This character is probably a little bit overpowered in the jungle, so I think it will be played, though there will be more variation than these two. Its weakness is actually its team fighting, though its team fighting is fine. Relative to the rest of its power, its team fighting is weaker in the late game. But it always gives you the option to flip Zap if you're behind. Serena will be played. We've seen a lot of Serena in regionals, and this will continue into Worlds. The reason why Serena will be played, even though its early game is very weak, is because its skills are incredibly strong. It can win fights 1v5 if you don't have the tools required to kill it. And it's one of the heroes that gets enabled greatly by Blissey. If Blissey wasn't overpowered, this hero would be lower tier. Another weakness of Serena is it probably needs attack rate to be useful, but generally you can play around that. Overall, will be played, very strong pick. The Unite is very strong as well. You can cheese people. Disgusting hero. We're going to see some Trevenant for sure. Trevenant, very tanky hero. Insane CC. Not the best of the game, but playable. Good with little XP, which is something we like. Interacts well into Serena, Dragonite. Hard to kill for a lot of options. It's just overstated. This hero is just overstated. It needs a little bit of a nerf. So we'll see some play, maybe in the tank role. Probably not. Maybe in the top lane role. Maybe in the attacker role. We'll see. Or in anywhere in a 2-on-2. Yeah. Hero will be played very strong. Lucario will be played. Let's put the purples next to Joa. So Lucario is not as strong as he used to be. Especially E-Speed. Definitely gone out of vogue a bit. Mainly because of how tanky the meta is. And the nerf to the 11, I want to say. The level 11 upgrade. But yeah, still very potent. Still has 2 movesets. Still a strong laner early. Still very strong at Dreads. At Zaps, if you want to go last hit in with the Unite or with the Pup build. Yeah, this will see some play. Still a good pick. We know why Lucario is strong. Slowbro. Slowbro will definitely see play. The recent skull buffs have made it very annoying. It will probably be played if it is played as a sort of attack a tank. Maybe to help you deal with these attack damage carries. Scald. Same as Tree does well with little XP. The Unite is obviously very strong. Laning is good. Hoopa's a strong hero. Laning into Hoopa can be annoying sometimes because of Astonish, but still very strong. So this is predominantly what I think our team comps are going to roll around. These 7. Oh yeah, Machamp. Right. Machamp will also be in this. So we'll say these 8 is going to be the predominantly where you see the makeup of the team comps. So Machamp, good laner. Very powerful Unite. A lot of burst. Yeah. Hard to deal with Machamp. Very strong. Especially with its Unite move. I think these 8s are going to be the majority of the makeup of our comp. And now we're going to have a very large could be played section. Let's just move Tyranitar and Clefable into the no section. Speed through it. Okay, so who else in the could be played section? This is going to be full. So Snorlax. We've been seeing a lot of Snorlax throughout tournaments. People have been using it instead of Blissey. People have been using it instead of Hoopa. Strong laner. Powerful. Block is very powerful. Interacts well with a lot of these things. Snorlax interacts well into Hoopa Portal. And it's very good at peeling some ranged options if you are going to play some ranged options. That's why Snorlax will be played. I think we'll see a lot of Snorlax, but not as much as these, maybe. The only problem with these is some of them are going to be in conflicting roles, so maybe we'll see one of these become more predominant than the others. But I think we will see some Snorlax. It's been kind of popular. Oh yeah, Buzzwole is also banned. So, Cramorant. Very strong. Can be played in lots of positions, which you will know if you watch my Cramorant guide video. I believe the main moveset will be Dive Air Slash predominantly, but you could play Surf Hurricane, but I think it's worse. Unite move is very strong. Very strong laner. Get a lot done. Can farm quickly across the map. Can farm its Unite move back fast. The weakness of Cram, as always, no last hit on objectives. So you're generally just fighting people. And your team fight can be a little weak if you don't have Unite. He's going to be a very strong option. I expect to see at Worlds. Okay, next, Aegislash. So, Aegislash. Very strong early game with Shadow Sneak. I won't say very strong. Strong early game with Shadow Sneak. Can get a lot of last hits. You can play this in lane or jungle. Jungle, you can get good 4 ganks off. In lane, you can last hit Odinos. Top lane. Once you get to Aegislash, very hard to deal with, especially for a lot of these all-rounder picks and tank heroes. So this is kind of a counter pick to the meta. Has great last hit on objectives, great objective burn. Yeah, it's a great option, especially in the meta. Weakness is obviously level 5 to 7. You're extremely weak as the blade, especially in comp when people are actually playing properly. That's always going to be its weakness, but this will see a lot of play, I think. It could even be and will be played. I'm mainly doing this sim thing, but yeah. This will see a lot of play. Honestly, move ages that will be played. Pretty sure it's going to see a lot of play. Now we get to the hard part in how to judge these. Charizard. If you're going to play Charizard, it's probably going to be in the jungler as a replacement for Dragonite. If you're playing Charizard, you're going to be playing a more kill-orientated plan. You're going to be trying to kill people, not trying to just flip objectives. Not that Dragonite can only flip objectives, but it always has the option. Charizard, you're more leaning into killing them and then doing the objective. So he can flip a little bit because he does have ticking damage on stuff. But yeah, very strong once you hit 5. Unite moves very strong, though can struggle into Safeguard or Wide Guard or any Unstoppables. But he's very good at killing Blissey auto targets as well. So I think we'll see some Charizard play. Sylveon. So Sylveon is going to be a popular option as well. Hyper Voice Calm Mind is the kit. It's going to be used here. You do see Sylveon, you're probably going to see some jungle splitting because the EV is very weak when the weakest lane is in the game. But it's very annoying to deal with. The special defense shred is very potent when combined with heroes like Blastoise, especially PokemonUnite, etc. Slowbro. So yeah, Sylveon will see some play. Also doesn't require the most XP. It can farm quickly around the map. It's faster on the map. Good at objective burn. Gonna see some Sylveon play. Can also melt these heroes if it gets the free cast on them, which is something to consider. Next is Cinderace, I would say. We'll put Cinderace in a little bit. So Cinderace is going to see a little bit of play as an alternative to Dragonite and Charizard. Cinderace is more reliant on its Blissey to keep it alive, but its early game is pretty good at getting a lead. Very effective at killing people and then burning the objective fast. One of the better heroes at stopping zap flips if you're ahead, because it can chase people down. But it's going to require a lot of synergy between the Blissey and the Cinderace player. But I think we'll see some Cinderace at Worlds. Okay, let's keep going. Talonflame. I would say a little bit. Now, I think we'll see a little bit of Talonflame at Worlds. I don't know if it'll be just jungle as laner. Obviously in regionals, Secret Ship was playing the Bravebird set with Phantom Force. And I believe they were using it predominantly as a laner, but I think they were doing weird stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure which kit will be used, but people usually like to use Talonflame. Maybe use as a jungler, maybe use as a laner. You'll probably see a little bit of Talonflame at Worlds. It dropped off a bit after its nerfs, but it's still okay. And you may see some teams pick this up. Okay, so the important thing to remember here, guys, is a lot of these mages are just out of vogue. So I don't know how much play they will see. Greedent, we'll see a little bit. People usually like to stick with Greedent. The teams that like Greedent usually like it a lot and fall back on it. It's not the most popular thing, but it can be annoying early game. It's sort of like a Swiss Army knife early game. It just like does whatever you need it to do, and it can be annoying. Doesn't need the most XP. Good at stealing objectives. Good at being annoying. Good at running down squishies. The only problem is there's not many squishies in the game right now. So you'll probably see some Greedents. If you do see Greedents, it will probably predominantly be in flip strategies, or at least have some flip element in the comp. I don't think you'll see a lot of it. Wigglytuff. Now, I probably would have put Wigglytuff in no. If a team decides they're not going to play Blissey, like if it's shown that a team won't play Blissey, I think you could pick Wigglytuff into it. But the Japanese teams, especially T2, showed they did like the Wiggly. I think there will be some teams playing it, especially in Asia. But it has not been very popular since Blissey's so dominant and interacts well into it. Especially in lane and with Safeguard on the Sing. And this ult is like pretty weak in comparison to Blissey's. But if a team decides they're going to go main tank Snorlax, I could see some Wiggly main tank into it. But what will probably be is 2-1-2 and using it as a strong laner. Okay, let's do some no's. I don't think we'll see much Glaceon. Icicle Spear is banned because it's incredibly buggy. Sometimes it just one-shots objectives and people, so there is no Icicle Spear. So if you do see Glaceon, it will be Icy Wind. I have seen no experimentation in comp play with Icy Wind. I think it's okay with emblems, but I've seen like no one play it with Icy Wind. So I don't expect to see any of this. Okay, carrying on. Let's say Garchomp. I think we'll see a little bit of Garchomp. I hope we see a little bit of Garchomp. Garchomp isn't a bad hero, despite what a lot of content creators say. It's actually quite strong. And this is the sort of meta Garchomp thrives in. The tank is no CC. Dragon Rush interacts well with Hoopa portals. And you can just A-click on these people to death. And you're not getting fucking teed up on by these guys. These fucking range characters. And you can just slowly whittle all these guys down quickly. So I think we'll see some Garchomp. I hope we see some Garchomp. I think it's a good hero to pick. But we'll see what they have. You are not allowed to play Flash and the Dragon Rush combo, so it will probably be some X-Speed Garchomp. You're not allowed to play Flash because it's still bugged. Hope to see some Garchomp play. Blastoise. I think we can put Blastoise and could be played. I've been seeing some Blastoise love. It's, some flip comps still like to run it. Especially with the Sylveon variations. So I think we'll see some Blastoise. The ult is still strong, the Unite. The laning is okay. 5 to 7 is obviously weak, since you're going Water Spout Spin and you only have Water Spout. But yeah, it's definitely not been as popular since they nerfed the damage of the Unite and they made it so Serena or Charizard can take you out of Unite Spin. But we may still see some Blastoise in Spin comps. Spin comps? Flip comps. Absol. I'll say a little bit. We may see some Absol. Obviously, Nudo had a lot of success with it in regionals. I'm sure there were other regions as well. I think we'll see Night Slash. But Night Slash is a lot worse than it was because they fixed the hitbox and it's no longer 2 screens wide on Night Slash 2. But yeah. I don't know if we'll see Psycho Cut or Sucker Punch, but I could see some Absol being thrown out there. You can still get some things going if you get ahead as Absol. It's just getting ahead as Absol can be tough. But yeah, you'd still see some Absol. Moving on, Decidueye. I want to say could be played, but I'm going to go with a little bit. Now, Decidueye, I don't know what set will be run. Obviously, Secret Ship was running Razor Leaf with Trick Phantom Force. And I think there may have been some Razor Leaf in other regions, in regionals. But you could run Attacker Spirit Shackle. It is an option you have. It's very good at punishing these heroes that try to stack their attack weight in the bot lane. Because it has very high attack speed and very strong A-press. Getting to 7 can be a struggle. Especially if you play it in the attacker role. You may see some jungle Decidueye, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think you'll see some Decidueye. It may be Shackle or Razor Leaf. Obviously, it's very scary as Decidueye into all these scary dive heroes. But it's got some playability. I think you'll see some. Aldagos. We'll probably see some Aldagos. Especially out of what are they called? I don't say minor regions. I'm going to say some of the regions do not like Hoopa. And when some of the regions don't like Hoopa, they play Aldagos instead. Now, sometimes. I don't know why. I think Hoopa is just better than Aldagos. But we'll talk about the strengths of Aldagos. Strong laning. Good trade in and lane. But this is less important with a Blissey Hoopa lane. Generally. Offers map mobility around the map. Unite is a strong reset and it's a low cooldown. Blind can be strong into some of these AD characters on Leaf Tornado Plus. Good XP shareholder, yeah. I mean, some teams may run Aldagos. I don't agree with it. But I think I'll see some play. It's not so much Aldagos got nerfed, it's just that Hoopa is just ridiculously overpowered. Okay, moving on. What do I think won't be played? Espeon. Now, I think we could see a little bit of Espeon, but I could also see us seeing no Espeon. Espeon, very strong laning phase, obviously. Unite is actually not the worst thing in the world, but it struggles if it gets behind, and all these characters can dive it pretty well. I think we should see a little bit of Espeon, but I expect to see no Espeon. You would use it predominantly as a bot lane attacker. But yeah, smiting is strong. Like, Psyshock and Psybeam are good last hits. But I'm not expecting to see it. I think I may have seen a scrim where they were going Star Power fucking Espeon in Japan. But I mean, I'm not expecting to see that. Maybe it's OP and I'll go straight up to will be played, but who knows. Okay, so Mamoswine. Oh, Mamoswine. So it's funny, we watched the Pump tournament on Friday, and the team that came second played Mamoswine. But I don't think it was good. I want to put it in won't be played. The problem with no is it's so like, it's so committal, you know? Like someone could play like a couple of games of Mamoswine. I don't think we'll see very much Mamoswine, is what I will say. Kill lanes aren't in vogue. It can get some damage done, but the Unite is still very weak. And it's not a particularly popular pick. I don't think we'll see Mamo. Okay, Crustle. I'm gonna say no on Crustle. I don't think teams will use Crustle. I actually think Crustle is broken with emblems, but there's no emblems. So, I don't expect to see Crustle. We may see a little bit of Crustle. I always say this, but I don't think there'll be Crustle play, but there may be a little bit. I'm by no means a tell-all on the meta. But I don't think we'll see much Crustle play. If we do see it, it'll be X as a, I think. X as a Shell Smash. So I guess someone could try a flip comp with Staff Rock, but I don't think it'd be very good. I don't expect to see Crustle. Zorora. A little bit. I'm surprised I haven't seen much Zorora, to be honest. I thought the level 9 Unite would do some work for it. I think some teams will play a dabble with it. I don't know how much success they'll have. I think if you were going to play Zorora in Worlds, you should be one-tricking it. Like, you should be going hard, practicing it. It's one of the harder heroes, in my opinion, to use optimally. Discharge or Unite is very strong. But I don't expect to see a lot of it. The laning is okay. It's pretty weak. Pre-8 is a lot of the complaints I have. That I hear. I think it's like... I think people exaggerate, but I don't expect to see a lot of Zorora. Yeah, I mean, I think Zera's strong. But I just don't expect to see a lot of it. And there's an argument that maybe it struggles into what will be played. Gengar will be played? I think all the speedsters will be played. Do I actually think all the speedsters will be played? I don't think you should play Gengar. But I think some people will play Gengar. Fuck it, I'm putting Gengar in. No. Okay, so there may be some Gengar play, but I don't think they should. Mainly because Gengar has a bad matchup into Blissey. You're probably going to have to jungle it, which means you're not taking some of these strong options in jungle, like Dragonite, Charizard, Cinderace. I'm sure there's other strong junglers I'm not thinking of. Talonflame. Like, I just feel like you can do better with your jungles, like Jungle Split Sylveon, Jungle Split Cram, Age/Jungle. Like, I just feel like there's no room for this. I'd rather have Garchomp jungle. I think some teams will play this, but I don't think it's very good. So I'm gonna put it in no. Okay, so these are the hardest heroes to do. Because I have a struggle reading into how many people think these are good. But we have to make an answer, so Greninja, I think we'll see a little bit of Greninja in jungle. I think some teams should try to do some hero play Greninja. We saw this from T2 in regional finals when they were struggling. I think a lot of junglers like playing Greninja. I think we'll see some Greninja play. I don't expect to see a lot of it. I don't think it's in a great position in the meta. But everyone, you know, maybe if you're sick of Greninja, you can get something done. Gardevoir. I don't expect to see. Now, again, some teams might play Gardevoir. I don't see the strengths of Gardevoir into this meta. it can be hard. We may see some Gardevoir, and maybe it'll have some success, but I'm not expecting it. Delphox, I think will be played. Could be played? I say a little bit. Fire Spin's just annoying. The Unite is really strong. Delphox is a very strong hero, guys. It's just the early game is awful. Like, actually awful. But the Unite is strong, like really strong. Really, really, really strong. Fire Spin is very hard to deal with. You may see this as an option to like try and force Serena's under full heal. Since without full heal, it can be very annoying to play into Delphox. I kind of want to put Delphox in could be played. So could be played, guys, is like a tier above this. I think like it's more likely we'll see could be played. Okay, moving on. Venusaur. Might see some Venusaur. I think this will predominantly be lane. Maybe Solar Beam or Petal Dance. I could see both being played. I think we'll see a little bit of Venusaur. Yeah. Strong laner. Unite move is very strong with Energy Amp. Both the builds like okay, but they can struggle. These things. Takes a lot of farm as opposed to some of the other attackers, which can be a detriment. It doesn't farm particularly fast. Problems with Veno. Laning also isn't the strongest, though it is pretty good. So I think we'll see some Veno. Duraludon. We may see some Duraludon, but I don't think they should play Duraludon. If we do see it, I don't know what they'll play, actually. I think both of the spells are like kind of meh. I would lean toward Flash Cannon, but people often prefer Dragon Pulse. The only thing about Duraludon that might make it a little bit, I'm going to leave it in no for now, but might make it a little bit, is Dragon Tail is really good into some of these heroes. When they try and dive him, Dragon Tail is very hard to deal with. I'm actually going to put it in a little bit. I think some people are going to run Duraludon and try and flip with it. And like Dragon Tail these heroes. I'm going to put Duraludon in a little bit. I think we'll see some Duraludon. And now, we get to the end. Run through these quickly. Pikachu. I'm going to say no. I don't think it's... Laning's good. Volt Tackle's good into these heroes, but it can be hard. Safeguard to get value, especially if they're playing properly. You can shut down the attack weight stacker and get ahead, but then you have to stay ahead. The Unite move can oftentimes just get eaten by a Hoopa portal. I really don't expect to see much Pikachu. At all. It may be in a little bit, but I don't expect to see much Pikachu. Same with Alolan Ninetales. I do not expect to see much Alolan Ninetales. At all. Which is a shame. All of this meta is being dictated by Blissey, by the way, just so we're clear. This is why Blissey is first in my mess play. This entire meta is revolving around Blissey. Blissey decides what's allowed to be played. Blissey says, you know what? Winning lane doesn't matter that much because you can't actually force me out of lane. I'm really good at getting farm. And I empower these stupid dive heroes. That's why these heroes are down here. We may see some. I don't expect to see a lot of Ninetales. I actually don't think it's that bad, but I don't think other teams will rate it very highly. Azu. Put in a little bit. I'm actually going to put Azu in no, but I think we'll see some Azu. But I don't think we should. Azu's strengths are poking and kiting, and picking people off with Unite move. And poking and kiting can often be bad into these reset options. And all the options are pretty good at dealing with Azu Unite in the must played, in the will be played. So, I don't think we'll see much Azu. But you could play Azu. Low cooldown ults. Ult's very strong. Water Pulse is obviously very powerful. But Azu benefits more from going into these. The only thing that does benefit Azu is Blissey being the main tank. Benefits with Blissey and benefits into Blissey, but like unable to see it, allows it to kite better. But I don't think we'll see Azu much at all. I'm going to change no to just a smidge. Just a smidge. Finally. Mr. Mime. Must play Mr. Mime. It's broken. A little bit. No, just a smidge. We'll say just a smidge for Mr. Mime. When you do play Mr. Mime, you're trying to get ahead bot and then shut down the Blissey with confusion and take that lead further into the game. But it's not a popular strategy. Mr. Mime hasn't been popular for a while, especially since they nerfed confusion. It's still a strong laner. The Unite move isn't great into the meta. Barrier is still a very strong ability, obviously, but yeah, I don't expect to see a lot of Mr. Mime. Now, is there anything we want to switch around before we end it? We had to do play percentages to each tier. What are we thinking? We can do play percentages. Let's go over here. Let's change this. 20 to 50%. So here we'll do 5 to 50, 20%. And here we'll do 0 to 5%. I don't know if these percentages make sense. I just tried putting numbers in. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean Dragonite will be on 50% of teams? 70% of teams? Serena? I don't know if some of these will be on 50% of teams. What about 50% of teams will run Dragonite? Let's see that. 50% of teams will run Aegislash. Yeah, let's move Aegislash down to could be played just because of that. I don't think 50% of teams will run Aegislash. These two are like kind of contesting each other, which the problem is these heroes are kind of like contesting each other in terms of whether they can be picked. So these percentages, I don't know how to like verbalize it, but you get the idea. I don't think it's very likely these will be played, but I'll see some. I really don't think it's very likely these will be played, but someone might. I think it's likely these will be played. I think it's very likely these will be played. I think these will be played. 100%. That's the summary of it, guys. Anyway, that's the tier list for the competitive Unite World Championships, which I'm going to be at, guys. Hope you enjoyed the tier list. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.